I refuse to get
Hi everyone, this is
comfortable.
Jennifer from Kingdom Heritage. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, you can do so now by clicking the subscribe button above my head. I would love for you to do so. Also, don't forget there are links below where you can follow me on Twitter and you can like the new Facebook page that I just created. I would love to see you there. I'm mostly there more than Twitter, so you can leave a comment about the videos that you've watched, or if you have a request of something that you would like me to talk about, you can leave it there. So today I wanted to talk about, I have my video, The Secret About Men, which is my second most watched video to date. My first most watched video is Where Is He? I have links to both of those below. But The Secret About Men was basically letting women know how they operate, how they think, and how they handle relationships. What I really want to talk about is he can't make you happy. And this is kind of going to be a tie-in with The Secret About Men. And this video is for women. And it's going to let you know about why you may have not maintained a relationship with a man or gotten married or had a long-term relationship with a man because of these issues. A few years ago, I was dating this guy and we were, talking. I don't remember what exactly brought this up, but we were talking, and I was thinking, I was saying I was going to do something like maybe I was going to go back to school or I was going to start some type of hobby or something like that. I don't really remember. But what I do remember him saying was, that's good. Maybe that'll make you happy. And I remember driving home that night and I was thinking, what gave him the impression that I wasn't happy? I was just starting my first job and I had an Escalade. I just bought a house. I'm young. I have no reason not to be happy. And I always thought about that. And one thing about men, now we're talking about men that want to provide, men that want to be a covering, a real covering. We're talking about real men. We're not talking about men that live in the basement or men that are asking you if they can hold something. We're talking about real, substantial men that want to be in a relationship, that want to provide, that are ready to be married. God created men in such a way that he was a wonderful example of provision. The first man, Adam, who God created, God had everything for Adam. He was the ultimate provider. So Adam knew how to provide. He knew what provision was. He knew what a holy covering was in his relationship with God. So when Eve came into the picture, he naturally wanted to provide for her. And that is how men are set up. They want to provide. They feel a sense of satisfaction within themselves if they're able to provide for the woman in their life. If you are not a happy individual, now when I say happy, I mean this. Men are emotional. They have emotions and they tap into them when necessary. If they're sad, they're sad. If they're happy, they're happy. They don't kind of go in between emotions. They don't have mood swings like women do. So a man can notice right away because it's in contrast to his feelings if a woman is unstable in her emotions. And that is an incredible turn off for a man. Why? Because if a woman is not happy, and let me define happiness, a woman that feels that she is complete in herself, a woman that feels that she is stable, that she's in a good place in her life, that she's happy with herself, her body, her mind, the things that she has in her life. She has goals, she's going to attain them, she's strong, she's intelligent, she has wisdom, she has do's and don'ts about herself. This is a stable, happy woman. Now, the contrast of that, the opposite of that, is a woman that's full of drama, a woman that is disrespectful to herself and to others, a woman that makes a decision Monday and by Wednesday is something else, someone that's not stable. Because if you're not stable, your emotions aren't stable. And then you can be up and down. You can be depressed one day, happy another day. And men notice that. If you are a person that you're not happy in yourself, and there are a lot of things that can attribute to you not being happy with yourself that don't have anything to do with your mood. It could be how you treat yourself. If you abuse yourself, if you don't exercise, if you don't eat healthy, if you don't respect people around you, if you don't want to get a job, if you don't have any dreams and aspirations for yourself, those things to a man show a lack of love for yourself. And the key is that a man wants to provide. They want to be able to help you attain what you want, and they want to be able to provide for you what you need. If you are an unhappy person, if you don't love yourself, a man knows right away that he's not able to give you what you need in order for you to be happy. Now, a man can see a woman that takes good care of herself, that loves herself, and he can add on to that. He can do things that he noticed that she does to make herself happy, and he can provide that for her. Meaning, if she likes to go exercise, he can get her a membership. Or if she likes makeup, or if she likes jewelry, he can provide those things for her to add to her happiness. But if you are a depressed woman, if you're not satisfied in yourself, a man knows right away that it's going to be incredibly exhausting. Even if he loves you, even if he has a strong desire for you. And that does something to a man, knowing that he can't provide for the woman that he's in relationship with. It kills a man. It destroys a man. It's like constantly being unsatisfied with himself as a man, with himself in the relationship. So men, whether they know it or not, they gauge in their minds on whether or not you're complete and whole and loving yourself. And then they can step in and provide that additional love and support for you. If you are lacking in any of those areas, they know that they cannot supply that emotional need for you. And if they do, it's going to be short lived. That's how you get into having relationships for a short amount of time, is because you get these excuses. Man, you too much drama. Man, I can't take all this. You a headache. You get all these sort of comments from men because they're basically trying to tell you, I cannot provide the love and comfort and security that you should already have in yourself. So the key is, the secret is that he can't make you happy. Even if you are a woman in a relationship and you're not happy in yourself. So then you have a man that's doing everything right. And we've all been there. We may be in a relationship with a man and he may be doing everything right. He could be called the nice guy, right? So then we don't really pay attention to him. We don't feed into the relationship or try to establish that relationship because of how we feel. If we feel unsatisfied, we're not loving ourselves. So then we're going to gravitate towards some other man that's going to feed into the negative feelings we already have. And that's how the pattern is. That's how you get a lot of men that's like, she don't want a good guy. She want a thug. She want a drug dealer. She want all this stuff. No, she wants a man that's going to add on to the negative feelings that she already has within herself. Because if you think about it this way, if you are a woman that has standards, that respects herself, that loves herself, that cherishes herself, you feel like you a queen and you know that, you're not going to really put up with a lot of unnecessary drama or belittlement or disrespect from a man. I don't care what's attached to it. After a while, you are going to say, I deserve better. The more you feel like you deserve better, the more that you know in your spirit that you love yourself and you deserve someone that's going to match your love and exceed that love, is the closer that you're going to be able to get to the man that's going to give it to you. Because you just don't X everybody out that's not meeting that need. So that's the issue, women. You have to love yourself. And loving yourself is not an automatic thing. You're not just going to wake up in the morning and be like, I love myself. Because we all have things in our lives that we want to perfect, or we have things in our past that may make us feel a certain type of way. So it's a gradual thing. We have to establish a love for God. Once we get a love for God, God comes into our heart and He refreshes us. He makes us new. He creates in us a new heart. We get a deeper appreciation for God. And there's a word that says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Once you start realizing who God is, you can start understanding His creation and that you are part of it. You start appreciating who you are. You start appreciating what God saw and created in you. And then you start loving yourself for those wonderful things. And then you start loving God for those wonderful things because He gave you those gifts, those talents, those eyes, those hips. He gave you those things. And then you appreciate Him, and then you love yourself, and it's just a beautiful thing that grows. And it's a process. And 9 times out of 10, you have to go through that process alone. Because when you have a man in your life that is maybe feeding into you, whether it's negative or positive, it can cause you to shift in your thinking. Because we women created to be the helpmeet. When we get attached to a man, our innate feeling is to serve and cater to him. Really, I mean, that's the truth about it. If you're not doing that, you may need to really check yourself and find out what's going on. Because if you're in a good position with a good man and you feel that this man is your covering, you want to do nice things. You want to please him. You want to make him happy. So when you are trying to figure out who you are and what type of person that you are and getting to love yourself, and you got somebody else in your life that's either taken away from you or you're focusing on, you don't have time to solidify that love and that relationship in yourself. So, women, if you are a woman that lacks love for self and for God, you need to rectify that in yourself first before you can get a man to come into your life. Women that are depressed, that are unstable, that have mood swings constantly, that are full of drama, that disrespect themselves and disrespect others, you are going to naturally gravitate towards a man that's going to meet you in that negativity. So then you're gonna constantly be going in a circle, feeling that all you meet is negative men. There's no good men out there. There's nobody that's worth being with. It's because of you. It's because of what you are dealing with inside. You are attracting that to yourself. So what I'm saying is, ladies, is that he can't make you happy. If you are not happy in yourself and you go into a relationship with the mindset that this man is going to fulfill you, that he's going to make you happy, that he is going to change things in your life and your perspective about life, you are misleading yourself and you are constantly going to put yourself in a position to be disappointed because a man cannot do that for you. And a man won't try. If a man comes into contact with a woman that he sees is not stable and doesn't love herself, he automatically in his mind checks her off as someone that he can't go farther with because a man is not going to allow himself to feel like less of a man. And if a man can't provide for you, if he can't add on to your happiness, he knows that there'll be no peace in his house, there'll be no love in his house, and there'll be no stability in his house. And every man seeks those things in his home with his wife. Think about this, get in a position to love yourself, get into a position to love God, allow God to restore you and refresh you and renew your heart and your mind so that that man you can gravitate to and that man can gravitate towards you, who's going to add on to your happiness and add on to your love in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the links below and follow me on Twitter. The Facebook page that's below, you can click that, like that, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you're going to start loving yourself and how you plan to do that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful to God that He's allowed me this platform to speak with you, and I can't wait until He blesses me to see you. I decided to go to a new